Have you ever been scrolling and seen a video of some, I don't know, weird looking cleaning brush, and then suddenly it's the #1 selling thing on the internet? Well, that's not luck. It's a machine. Today, we are going to pop the hood and really demystify the incredible tech that powers TikTok Shop. Let's get in there and to see how this thing really works. Okay, so the very first thing you have to wrap your head around is that TikTok Shop just completely flips the old e-commerce model on its head. It's all built on this idea of algorithm-first product discovery. The algorithm isn't just some feature, it is the store. And that leads us to the central mystery we're going to solve today, right? How does the platform take millions of likes and shares and views and turn them into this super high-speed sales engine almost overnight? Well, the secret, it's all in the data. Now this slide, this really gets to the heart of it. It shows the fundamental shift. On a traditional site like Amazon, you go in knowing what you want. You search for running shoes. But on TikTok, you're just scrolling, you're being entertained, and the platform surfaces products to you right in your For You feed. We're moving from a search-first world to a discovery-first world. Products find you. So to make that discovery model actually work, you need an engine that is unbelievably powerful and works in real time. We might think of this as the SQL layer, but what's really humming in the background is so much more complex and way faster than just a simple database. So yeah, when we say SQL, we're not talking about one single piece of software. It's more of a shorthand. What we're really talking about is this vast, interconnected system, a whole ecosystem of databases and caches and processing engines, all working together to handle this just unimaginable flow of information. The secret sauce that makes all this possible is a technology called massively parallel processing, or MPP. Think of it like this. Instead of having one single librarian trying to search an entire library for a book you want, you have 100 specialist librarians, and each one searches just one aisle, all at the exact same time. What's the result? You get your answer in like sub-seconds, not minutes. And that's the kind of speed TikTok absolutely needs to have. And with this kind of architecture, specifically using an MPP database like Apache Doris, TikTok can do some pretty incredible stuff, all in real time. They can instantly analyze which ad is performing better, track every little bit of user behavior to make recommendations sharper, and give sellers up-to-the-second sales reports. It all happens without ever missing a beat. So how does this feedback loop actually work? Let's follow it. Every single time you like a video, that action gets logged and then streamed through a super high-speed data pipeline, something like Apache Kafka. From there, a real-time processing engine like Apache Flink chews on that data instantly, but here's the crucial part. Those insights get fed immediately back into the recommendation model. So it's this perpetual loop that just gets smarter and smarter with every single click. And the scale of this, it is just staggering. To try and put this into perspective, ByteDance's own data engine synchronizes hundreds of trillions of data items every single day. That's more data points than all the known stars in our galaxy processed every 24 hours. This is the sheer firepower it takes to make that For You feed feel like it's literally reading your mind. Okay, so we've seen the powerful engine that's running internally, but how does this all translate to the sellers, the people actually on the platform? Let's take a look at the toolkit they get to use to tap into all this power. You know, the real beauty of this whole system is that sellers don't need to be data scientists to use it. All of this incredible complexity is neatly packaged up into a suite of APIs, that's application programming interfaces, that let their own systems talk to TikTok Shop perfectly. And the efficiency of the whole thing really relies on this incredibly logical data structure you see here. It all starts with a seller, right? That seller can have multiple shops. Each shop has products, and each product has its own unique variants, or SKUs, like a t-shirt that comes in small, medium, and large. This clean hierarchical model is really the secret to how the platform can precisely track millions of items and orders all at once, without it all descending into chaos. And this just brilliantly illustrates the journey of every single purchase. The system completely automates the process, moving an order from unpaid all the way to delivered through this series of clear, trackable statuses. It makes sure that both the buyer and the seller know exactly where things stand at all times. Of course, with this much data flying around, the #1 question becomes security, right? And this brings us to a massive initiative that was designed to tackle data governance, especially for users in the United States.
So, Project Texas is basically TikTok's flagship response to all those concerns about the security and sovereignty of US user data. It's meant to be a fundamental shift in how the company handles data governance, moving way beyond just technical tools to a whole comprehensive framework. So, how is it supposed to work? Well, it's really built on three key pillars. First, to ensure data sovereignty, all protected US user data is physically stored in the US on Oracle's cloud infrastructure. Second, a special US-based subsidiary was created to basically act as the gatekeeper for this information. And finally, access is intensely monitored by both that subsidiary and Oracle, creating multiple independent layers of oversight that are designed to prevent any unauthorized access.
And this security-first mindset, it extends to the entire ecosystem. Any partner who wants to build on the platform has to follow these really strict rules. That means encrypting all personal data, both when it's just sitting on a server and when it's being sent somewhere. But probably the most important rule is this least privilege principle. An app only gets the absolute bare minimum data it needs to function and nothing more. This really cuts down the potential risk if any single partner ever gets compromised. So all of this brings us to the core tension, right? At the heart of the platform, it's this constant balancing act between deploying this incredibly powerful, data-hungry technology and at the same time, maintaining the trust of its users and regulators. However, despite massive initiatives like Project Texas, the platform has still faced some pretty significant scrutiny. You've had leaked reports alleging that employees in China have accessed private US user data, and that has raised questions that continue to shape the whole public conversation. And these concerns really fall into a few key areas. You have the allegations of unauthorized access to US data, you've got questions about the data collection practices of internal tools, and then there's the company's own privacy policy, which states it collects a very, very wide range of user info. These are the persistent hurdles the platform has to clear to build that trust. So we'll end on this final thought. The magic of TikTok Shop, it's driven by a data engine that's unlike anything else out there, and that creates this massive algorithmic advantage. But its long-term success, its future, really hinges on proving that this advantage can coexist with verifiable, transparent data security. And that right there is the fundamental question that's going to define its future.